Long ago, in a faraway land, there was a young girl who had a special gift. She could enter people's dreams. She didn't know how or why, but she could feel when someone was having a nightmare, and she would slip inside their dream to help. One night, her mother was having a nightmare, so the girl entered her dream to save her. But this time it was different. The girl had never seen anything like it. Her mom was trapped inside a giant hourglass filled with black sand. As the sand dripped through, her mom's body began to turn to glass, frozen in a terrified scream. "Mom!" the girl cried, but her voice sounded like a squeak in the vast nothingness. She couldn't wake her mother, but something deep inside her wanted to protect the dream world, to keep it safe from the darkness that threatened to consume it. Suddenly, the girl saw a small, shimmering light in the distance. She swam towards it, hoping it could help her, and when she got closer, she saw it was a tiny boat with a little boy in it. He looked up at her and shouted, "Help me! Help me!" His voice echoed through the dream, bouncing off the walls of darkness until it reached her. The girl knew if she let the boy drown in the darkness, he would die in the real world. So she reached out a hand to him and said, "Don't worry. I won't let you drown." The girl pulled the boy from his sinking boat and wrapped him in the warmest hug she could. She felt his terror, cold and sharp like shards of ice, and she knew she had to do something before the darkness took over his whole being. She closed her eyes and thought of a bright yellow rubber ducky, something to chase away the darkness. Then she opened her eyes and poof, the ducky appeared just like magic. The boy clung to the ducky, burying his face in its feathers, as if it were a life raft in a stormy sea. "Thank you," he whispered, looking at her with tearful eyes. "I was lost in the darkness, but you brought me back." The girl smiled and said, "We need to save your sister now." He nodded, then turned to the hourglass where the girl's mother was trapped. The two raced toward the hourglass, the boy holding the rubber ducky high above his head, like a shining beacon in the darkness. As they approached, the image of the dripping hourglass began to fade, replaced by the boy's sister fast asleep in their mother's arms. The girl woke up with a start. Was it just a dream? She looked around, but all she saw was the faint glow of morning light peeking in through her window. She felt a hand on hers and turned to see her mom smiling down at her. "You were having a nightmare, honey," her mom said, her voice thick with sleep. "Do you want to talk about it?" The girl shook her head, remembering the darkness and the lost children. She knew she couldn't explain what she had seen to her mom. No one would believe her. But then she noticed something strange. The wooden toy box at the foot of her bed was slightly ajar. Inside, she kept the treasures she collected from her dream adventures, things that represented the people she saved. Usually, the treasures were neatly organized, but now everything was jumbled, and a small, intricately carved boat sat in the middle of the floor. The girl gasped as she recognized the boat. It was the same one she had seen in the dream. The girl hugged her mom tightly, burying her face in her shoulder. Even though her mom couldn't understand what she was going through, she still loved her and would protect her from harm. That day, the girl told her mom she wanted to read her a bedtime story. As she looked through the books, she chose one with a simple tale of a brave princess who rescued a lost prince from a terrible dragon. The girl hoped her mom could see, even if only in her dreams, that she was more than just a dreamer. She was a protector of dreams, a defender of the lost, and a warrior against the darkness. Because every night before bed, when the monsters come out to play, she would stand guard, ready to fight for those who couldn't fight for themselves, knowing that even in the darkest of nightmares, a single spark of imagination could bring the light.